Hi, I'm Jeanette Roche. This is Forum Daily West. Here's some of the stories we have lined up for you tonight. The Prime Minister makes a big trade announcement and says it's not the time for elbows up. Plus, the world's leading authority on food crises says the people in Gaza are dying from famine and Israel needs to end it. And BCN's Heidi Echeverria gives us a behind-the-scenes look at some of the tasty treats offered at We Rub Days. Thanks for joining us. A big trade announcement today from Prime Minister Mark Carney, but it wasn't an announcement of a new deal with the United States. Carney announced today that Ottawa is removing some retaliatory tariffs on American products to match U.S. tariff exemptions for goods covered under the Canada-United States-Mexico agreement. The changes will take effect on September 1st. Speaking to reporters in Ottawa, Carney says Canada has the best trade deal with the U.S. of any country. He says the average tariff on our goods is 5%, while the average for other countries is about 16%. And despite what his critics say, Carney says this is not elbows down.
And there is a time in a game, in a big game, and this is a big game, when you go hard in the corners, you elbows up. The time in a game where you drop the gloves in the first period and you send a message. And we've done that pretty uniquely in the world. We happen to have the best deal with the Americans right now. I'd know. But there's also a time in a game where you want the puck, you want a stick handle, you want to pass, you want to put the puck in the net. And we're moving later into the game, and we're at that time in the game.
Carney says Canada will retain tariffs on steel, aluminum, and autos as it works to resolve issues with the United States. A tour bus returning to New York City from Niagara Falls with 51 passengers on board crashed and rolled Friday on an interstate highway, killing and injuring multiple people. The bus apparently lost control on I-90 about 40 kilometers east of Buffalo. Police say people inside were ejected as the windows shattered. Police have also confirmed there were children on board. Multiple passengers were also trapped. Police say most passengers were of Indian, Chinese, and Filipino ethnicity, and translators were being brought to the scene. The bus was traveling eastbound on the interstate when it went into the median and then rolled into the ditch. In the Middle East, the world's leading authority on food crises says Gaza City is gripped by famine from the fighting between Israel and Hamas. The Integrated Food Security Phase Classification, or IPC, says famine is occurring in Gaza City, home to hundreds of thousands of Palestinians, and could spread south to Da'abala and Khan Yunis by the end of next month.
It is a famine in 2025. A 21st century famine. It is a famine openly promoted by some Israeli leaders as a weapon of war. It is a famine on all of our watch. The Gaza famine is the world's famine. My ask, my plea, my demand to Prime Minister Netanyahu, enough. Ceasefire. Open the crossings, north and south, all of them. Let us get food and other supplies in. It is too late for far too many, but not for everyone in Gaza. Enough. For humanity's sake, let us in.
And as you might expect, Israel has responded strongly to the IPC reports of famine. We get details on that from Sam Mednick with the Associated Press.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said there is no hunger in Gaza and has said there is no policy of starvation. In response to the IPC's findings, the army has called them false and rejects it, and said that in recent weeks there has been a scale-up of aid that has gone into the Strip. But aid groups say whatever's coming in is not enough, and they warn that if hundreds of thousands of people are forced to evacuate Gaza City, it is only going to exacerbate the situation. They say people are weak, they are starving, and it is going to be very hard for people to move.
Israel's defense minister, meantime, has warned that Gaza's largest city would be destroyed unless Hamas yields to its terms. The remarks come after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he would authorize the military to seize Gaza City, but has not indicated what that or when that might happen. Air travel is slowly returning to normal today. Air Canada says it's expected to be operating close to full network schedule as it continues to ramp up its domestic and international flights. The airline reached a tentative deal with the union representing more than 10,000 flight attendants on Tuesday to end a strike that began on Saturday. The flight attendants will begin voting next week on a new tentative agreement that raises wages and establishes a pay structure for time worked when the aircraft is on the ground. Thursday evening in Toronto, community members, city officials, and advocates gathered in the city's north end to honor the life of 8-year-old Yave Roy. He was killed by a stray bullet that entered his family's residence last weekend. Family members say they hope nobody forgets the boy's name as it echoed around the apartment building he once called home.
I buried my son yesterday. And I said, okay, I know I buried him on my traditional territory in a good way, in a ceremonial way. And the last walk away, we say our goodbyes and we say, I told him he can watch over me now from up there, and I'm gonna hold that. That's who he was when he was physically here. Our bond was he took good care of me. I'm trying so hard to hang on to the memory of that morning my son's life was taken and not the moments leading up to his death. It's undescribable pain, those last moments.
This type of violence, criminal gangs with arsenals of guns walking around freely in our neighborhoods. It has been going on too long, too many innocent lives destroyed. I am a longtime advocate for stricter gun controls, and today I raise my voice even louder. We shouldn't be afraid to have to sleep in our own bedroom. That is insane. And I'm so angry about this because every day you hear about gun violence and people getting shot, innocent people getting shot. We have to put an end to it.
So far, no suspect information has been released, no arrests have been made, and police say the investigation continues. American worship pastor and songwriter Sean Foyt will hold an outdoor concert tonight on the Alberta Legislative Grounds in Edmonton. Several of his Canadian concerts were canceled due to permit denials, citing so-called security concerns. About 1,000 people attended Foyt's generally peaceful concert last night in Diefenbaker Park in Saskatoon. There were some protesters nearby. Foyt's pro-life beliefs, as well as his views on gender, LGBTQ issues, and COVID-19 mandates have fueled opposition to his outdoor worship events. Not-for-profits in Alberta are continuing to benefit from 2 government grant programs. In Budget 2025, the province earmarked $64 million in grants to be made available through the Community Facility Engagement Program and the Community Initiatives Program. To date, about $11 million has been handed out. Friday at a wolf dog sanctuary in Cochrane, the Arts, Culture and Status of Women Minister Tanya Furr says that money has gone to more than 300 organizations.
Nonprofits are engines of compassion and creativity. They step up in times of challenge, adapt when society calls for change, and innovate to better serve their communities. From the festivals that unite us to the organizations that care for our most vulnerable, Alberta's true power lies in its people and the efforts they make to support one another.
Programs like CFAP make a world of difference for nonprofits like ours, and we are so thankful for the opportunity to expand the impact of Yamnuska Wolf Dog Sanctuary through this grant. Our mission here is twofold: to provide rescued wolf dogs with a permanent, enriching place to call home, and to expand our educational ability for people to learn about wolf dogs, wolves, and the ways that we are all connected to nature.
The Yamnuska Wolf Dog Sanctuary says the funding it's received will be used to build a park area and weather shelter for visitors. Well, here in Lethbridge, while many of us are having fun and enjoying all the attractions that Whoop Up Days has to offer, there is an unseen benefit from this annual event, and that is the economic impact it brings to our city. Paul Kingsmith, Director of Event Development at Lethbridge and District Exhibition, highlights its importance to our city.
When you look at Whoop Up Days as a whole, there's actually so many individual businesses and groups that actually make this whole singular event come to life. And so you have over 50 vendors in the marketplace. We have 20 food trucks, over 20 vendors in the indigenous marketplace. And then we have other additional vendors in West Coast Amusements, Fusion Entertainment that does the Lumberjack show. There is a big economic impact that way. Beyond that, the economic impact of Whoop Up Days goes to the hundreds of people that get hired by LDE and West Coast Amusements to work events like this. And then the economic impact spins into the city as well, where there's hotel rooms being booked, there's restaurants being eaten at, there's stores where people are shopping. So we're really happy and proud of the role that we play in.
For the first time in over 2 decades, Whoop Up Days is adding a 6th day with the introduction of Whoop Up Wrap Up on Sunday, August 24th from noon until 7 p.m. And the pinnacle event for Whoop Up Days, the Lethbridge Pro Rodeo, began with a bang on Thursday night in front of a large grandstand crowd. The 3-day event is one of Canada's largest professionally sanctioned rodeos. BCN's Landon Hickok was back at the grounds to provide more coverage of the event.
The top Canadian and American rodeo athletes are once again converging at the Lethbridge and District Exhibition during the tail end of Whoop Up Days week. The Pro Rodeo, now over 125 years old, is one of the last stops of the SMS Equipment Pro Rodeo Tour before the tour's final stop at Armstrong, British Columbia on Labor Day weekend. Events in the Pro Rodeo include barrel racing, bareback,
made it there, this guy will too.
Steer wrestling,
And alongside right now, come on, get to that nose. There we go.
breakaway roping,
It's perfect. Let's see what he can do right here.
saddle bronc,
Whoa, look at it. Yeah, horse kind of taking a run at it. Probably press the Canadian title that's eluded him.
toe down roping,
But he is too good. I like this. Good start, good round, good finish. Yes.
bull riding, and a feature of relay races hosted by the Rocky Mountain Turf Club to end each night. Rodeo athletes participating say coming to a large stage like Lethbridge often brings out their best and cause their animals to also become more active. Jacob Gardner, the number 2 ranked bull rider in the nation, says that definitely was the case for him, as he was able to provide a stellar performance during his turn on Thursday night.
I always love coming to Lethbridge. They have a PBR here in the wintertime, and then they have a rodeo here, and I seem to always do good here. It's always one I look forward to coming to, and I'm grateful that it's here. I felt really good. That's an older bull called Captain Jack. He's kind of the one guys like to get on. If you stub your toe, he's going to buck you off, and then everyone's going to make fun of you behind the chutes. So it worked out good. He kind of come out of there and had me a little bit into the inside, and I scratched and clawed, got back to the outside, and found the whistle, so it went good.
It's a lot easier to get wound up, fired up when there's a big crowd and they're into it, they're having a good time. It just builds the atmosphere. The horses feel it, they buck harder when they're in those environments, and I think we give it a little more gas ourselves. It was pretty good. That horse I had, he's a bit of a handful. He's kind of a rough one, not the one you want to draw every day, but he's dang sure a chance. Makes you work hard and just go at him, and should hang on for a check here.
The Pro Rodeo continues tonight and Saturday starting at 7 p.m. with a fireworks finale following Saturday night at 11.
And speaking of Whoop Up Days, there are still 2 more days left to enjoy it. And now the time has come to talk about the food. One of the highlights is the food truck event, where visitors can enjoy a wide variety of delicious options for every taste. BCN's Heidi Echevarria was there tasting some of the flavors this year's event has to offer.
We are at Whoop Up Days, where the rides, music, and of course the food are drawing big crowds. Let's see what's cooking at the Whoop Up Days food truck event.
These signature items like the dill pickle poutine that you're trying and the street corn and even the dirty soda shop, separating out these items and giving them their independent opportunities to shine was kind of the goal for this year on the food and beverage.
The vendors express their joy by offering the best of their dishes.
So this is our second year to Hoop Up Days, and I'm so excited, and the love of the people here from Lethbridge, it's really nice. This one is the chicken skin. We made it possible to be a good appetizer. Last year, it was really chicken skin, chicken skin, chicken skin, all the time. The saved by grace. I said, without the grace of the God, I'm not here, I'm not everywhere, I'm not in this passion.
Okay, let's stop talking and dive into tasting all these amazing dishes.
I will try this taco in a bag. Let me see how is that. I think it has meat, of course the salad is good, I like it. Delicious, I love it. If you love seafood, this is the place, come and try it, it's delicious. This is a dill pickle poutine, let me try it. The cheese is mixed with pickles, it's really good. Can you see? This is gnocchi. I never tasted. It's Italian food. Let me taste it. I am trying to describe this like pasta with cheese, like lasagna. Yeah, I found it.